The first thing I ask before I start this off is that you watch the whole thing through. I promise it will be short. I just want you to watch the whole thing before you form an opinion about me or your peers. First off, I like by saying that I am not a Republican or a Democrat. Some may consider me an independent. I just think I take values and beliefs from each side and I form my own opinions about things. I'm not tied down to a strict set of beliefs or whatever. Next, in the words of Mike Malak, because this is what first started this whole, I really feel truly about what I'm about to say, and you should listen. If you burned down buildings, looted, and fought cops at the BLM protest, you are a piece of shit. If you stormed the Capitol building, fought cops, you are a piece of shit. And if you disrespect the American flag and the men and women who fought for it, you are a piece of shit. To my next point, the people who caused the chaos during the BLM protests are not all Democrats. A small percentage of the radical left, and you cannot group all Democrats as radical liberals. On the contrary, the people who stormed the Capitol building are not a representation of the entire right side. It was a small percentage, again, of hard conservatives. You cannot group everybody on the right and who voted for Trump as white supremacist rednecks. You just can't. This brings me to my next point, which I saw a TikTok on my For You page that really, if you think about it, it sheds some light, and I wanted to read it back verbatim to you. So this is how it goes. If you go to the Southwest desert and you collect a handful of red fire ants and a handful of big black ants and put them in a jar, at first nothing would happen. But if you go and violently shake that jar and dump them on the ground, they're going to fight until they eventually kill each other. You see, the red ants see the black ants as the enemy and vice versa. In reality, the enemy is whoever shook the jar. Masks versus no mask, ACAB versus police supporters, we all have our differences. A lot of people are pissed off right now. You see, I don't care who you support in an election or what faith family you belong to. Those are your freedoms and they're fundamental here. We're all Americans. But we have to stand up now and ask the real question of who's shaking the jar and why. See, I want you to think about that. I want you to ignore the mainstream media because they are controlled by a higher authority and they do sometimes push their own agendas. I want you to ignore little Susie and little Johnny's posts on Instagram and Snapchat because that just causes chaos. I want you to form your own opinions because we're so quick to lash back and start controversies that you don't even have the full facts to, and you don't even know what's actually going on. To my final point. If you can't respect other people's views and you take time out of your day to go harass someone who you probably haven't spoken to in years, you are what's wrong with America. Leave people alone, grow up, and get a life. Be fucking better, America.